It has been a hot minute, aka over a year since my last Marvel Champions video. So instead of wallowing in shame, I thought I'd revisit a game I still very much enjoy playing. Now, we already did a buyer's guide, but because of the comparative paucity of releases in the last couple of years, I'm in no rush to update that. But what I did think would be a cool idea is to do a whistle-stop overview of every single hero released to date, intended to give you a thematic and mechanical whiff of what each hero is about. The idea being that every so often your ears might positively prick and your consumer mojo moisten when you see a hero that looks like it might tickle your pickle. So, because I do not like to amble or even preamble too much, let's just get on with the show. Oh, and by the way, we're doing this in chronological order because it'll make it easier to update as we go. Kicking off with the 5 core set characters, we have Spider-Man up first, specifically the Peter Parker persona of said webslinger. Statline says good luck getting through my defences with a whopping base of 3. Card draw is your reward if you play back foot with your identity card. His ally Black Cat is a bit meh and situational, but backflip is there for when you didn't turn Spidey sideways in defence. Control is definitely the theme for his signature suite, but you do get a splash of good old fashioned vanilla and beatdown as well. PP is one of the few heroes that incentivises defence and makes it fairly interesting doing so. Captain Marvel gives you some card draw on her flip side and some built-in sustain on her hero side. With an otherwise middling set of basic powers, the Spider-Woman is a competent ally supporting a flip back to alter ego for you or your pals. There really is card draw all over the place, and although I don't love that you're only going to have the aerial trait some of the time using her signature cards, she's certainly got a toolbox at her disposal. Oh, and a payoff in the form of Energy Channel, which you can sink unused resources into until you're ready to give it some absolute welly up in an enemy's grill. El Cap's a little bit all over the place, but still got some game. She-Hulk is for sure an identity of 2 contrary sides. Her basic stat line screams punch in the face. The artwork even helps with that assertion. Ugh, that hand size. Her alter ego and ally on the other hand are all about threat management, so yep, I'll take me some covering all bases. The signature suite follows a similar pattern with more than one card to deal with the villain's scheming, and there's even some encouragement in there to take on damage, rewarding you with both card draw and the ultimate payoff card. Nothing like Gamma Slam one-shotting bosses to bring a smile to your face. She-Hulk sure is a lot of fun, with that one drawback being her hand size. It's funny going back to these core set heroes and seeing how they tried to mix it up with each of them, because Iron Man is the ultimate ramp hero, absolutely turgid on turn 1. Yes, that does say hand size 1, but spend a couple of turns in alter ego and this is where you go fishing for and ultimately table slapping upgrades for fun. War Machine is fine, obviously better in multiplayer, but it's the mix of those unique and non-unique tech cards that provide a number of small benefits that add up to Iron Man being a bit of a beast when you're fully set up. So if you like a bit of start slow and finish big, then Iron Man is at the top of that particular pyramid. Rounding out the core set then is Black Panther, with his jack of all trades identity card. Not much stands out in a fairly vanilla stat line, but the breadcrumbs for something more exciting can be found on his alter ego side, and with his signature ally Shuri. Yep, BP is another upgrade hungry hero, but in the best possible way, a combo-tastic way. Multiple copies of Wakanda Forever allow you to go medium weight berserker mode, in the order of your choosing for the most impact. It's just straight up satisfying popping off with this card. Yes, it's a bit of a one trick pony, but when said trick taps into the fun vein, who should we be to argue? Captain America was first out of the blocks as a standalone hero, and boy did they tune this geezer strong. Hero's side is fairly average with a situational but very strong ability, but it's his alter ego side that screams success waiting to happen. Giving you access to his shield that turns him tanky from the get-go, and enabling you to surround yourself with discount allies to add further meat sponge to what is an already strong build. There's plenty of tools in the signature suite as well. So oh crap, I need some help cards, some area of effect goodness, and what sets Cap apart is his innate robustness and ability to be a great all-rounder. Ms. Marvel on the other hand is a lot trickier, one of the few heroes that disincentivises using her basic powers. Her alter ego side leans into what she wants to do, which is to find a signature card, and her recursion based hero ability allows her to obtain true value from events. And that recursion theme continues with her ally bringing solid value. There's a lot going on in this signature suite. Some wonderful support characters that help with economy and stashing cards for an impactful turn later. And there's even upgrades that supercharge your events. Ms. Marvel is a hell of a lot of fun to play, but she does have a higher skill floor required to pilot her well. Thor was the first demigod-like character to get tuned down by a puny hand size, mitigated somewhat by villains that come with heavy minion density, or when you're playing with friends. But yeah, at least you get Mjolnir. But then you find out the signature suite doesn't lean into the aerial trait either. Asgard certainly doesn't hurt, and Defender of the Nine Realms does its best to switch on the card draw, but you're definitely cooking with the gas at half heat, despite having access to both decent direct and AoE damage. Thor is by no means a garbage hero, but does and did demonstrate FFG's struggle to bring S tier Marvel heroes down to an appropriate power level. No such trouble for the very human Black Widow, who deliciously employs a counter-attack style, and that's without the retaliate keyword anywhere to be seen. That perfectly uniform stat line is bolstered by reference to cards with the preparation trait. Granted, they haven't expanded much upon this but it's just about got enough muster to bring to bear. Winter Soldier becomes above average the moment you have a prep on board, and there's a solid toolkit of thwart and attack cards at your disposal here. Really though, with Be Witty, it's all about churning out preparation cards, hindering the villain, and helping yourself. Doctor Strange rocked up next with an underwhelming hero stat line, but that's because he comes with a whole other deck to sling spells from. The Invocation deck is the true MVP of this identity. Look, even Wong agrees. There's nary a dud in this Invocation deck, and yes, you're slightly at the mercy of the top of the deck, but any given time you'll find the power level of the cards usually glosses over getting the wrong card at the wrong time. His core signature suite doesn't really let the side down either. An assortment of good, if not spectacular cards here, but you don't care because the Invocation deck will be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You remember what I said about the design team struggling to down-tune Uber heroes? Well, my blessed Hulk was the true nadir of this problem. The lopsided stat line doesn't scream at a problem, but the high defense is a bit cross purposes. Don't ask me why his alter ego is hand size 5, that makes the opposite of sense. Still, Hulk smash is here to save the day, except if you're stunned. There's damage dealing aplenty in the signature 15 as you'd expect, and interestingly no ally for the first time. To be clear, you can do Hulk things with this release of Cardboard Hulk, which can still be fun, but they really should have thought this one through a bit better. And that's your lot for this first part. There was a hell of a lot to like about this first wave of heroes, creativity, diversity and power all over the shop. My favourites probably include She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, Black Widow and Doctor Strange, but they definitely undercooked poor old Thor and especially my dearly beloved Hulk. Still, I hope this gave you what you came for. Stay tuned for the next part where we peruse the heroes available in the Rise of Red Skull and Galaxy's Most Wanted ways. I have been your host Benji, and this video has ended.